Hi everybody, it's Russell Markham here from VectorVest. I'm really pleased to announce the ASX Global Superstar ETFs course. We're going to offer it again. Due to popular demand, it was so successful the first time we launched it, and a lot of you have been asking, are you going to run it again? The good news is, yes, we're running it again. Before we get going today, please note our license numbers there. And in addition, general advice only. I cannot give you personal financial advice, general advice only. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Forecasts and backtests used today in this presentation are intended as a guide only, and actual results may be affected by known or unknown risks and uncertainties, and therefore may differ materially from the results ultimately achieved. Right, with that said, let's get into it. So why ETFs? And you can see per this article, one of many articles out there, ETFs are becoming highly popular. Huge flows of money are coming in. Look at this. Advisorvoice.com.au notes Australian ETFs assets under management surged around 15% over the first half of 2024 to a new record high of more than 200 billion as of 30 June, following solid gains in global equity markets and strong investor inflows. So one of many examples in terms of the articles out there, and for good reason. If you look at the equity curve here, IVV, this tracks the S&P 500. Imagine if I said to you, well, go out and buy a whole lot of stocks to represent the S&P 500 in America. Where do you begin? There's 500 stocks. Could you do that? You don't want to buy all 500, I'm assuming. It could become incredibly expensive brokerage-wise. It could become very difficult to manage. Well, simply one ETF pretty much gives you exposure to the S&P 500, and you get a great exposure to those stocks that have really driven it. Companies like Nvidia, Facebook, Apple, Google, Netflix, you name it, the S&P 500 via one simple ETF. IOZ gives you exposure to the ASX 200. So instead of having to rush out and buy all 200 of the ASX 200 stocks, one ETF does it for you. And, if you had both of those, you're not complaining. They've both done pretty well in recent years, but IVV has really given you that extra kick to get the benefits of what's been going on in the US market, in particular the magnificent 7 stocks that have really helped to drive that S&P 500. All right, so with that said, why did we put the ASX Global Superstar ETFs course together in the first place? Based on the previous slide you just saw there, we want to give you exposure to those international listed stocks via the ASX. And we wanted to make sure that we did it in a clever way. In other words, we don't want it to involve a lot of stress, a lot of work. It had to have low drawdowns, it had to have solid returns, it had to be easy to follow, less than 3 trades a year on average. It had to be scalable from, let's say, $2,000 right through to $350,000 or more if you had to invest to begin with. It had to be fun. Now, what do I mean by fun? Well, for me, a low work rate with good returns is fun. A high work rate, in other words, a lot of trades with bad returns, is not fun. So in other words, it has to make money. It has to make money, it has to be fun, because if you're making money, you're having fun, I'm assuming, right? Who wants to do a whole lot of investing work and not make money? And so, has to make money. That's the important part. So having a look here, here's a snapshot, for example, on the ASX Global Superstar ETFs course there that we teach. This is a tailored approach. So in this particular case, we started with $5,000, and you can see how it grew all the way up to $20,000 from 212 to present. Now, depending on the amount that you're looking to invest, and we'll show you how you can do it all in the course. And again, please, we cannot give you any personal advice, but we can just show you exactly how to do it using the VectorVest system, and then the rest is up to you. So if we were to scale it up a bit, you can see it worked with 5,000. What if we went a little bit higher? If we started with 100,000, well, if I started in 212, you can see the 100,000 grew to 360,000 at annualized 20% returns, or 260% total returns it made, with a drawdown of 23%. And you can scroll your eye down here, and you can see all the different returns, all the different annualized amounts. So depending on what year you start, to 12, to 13, to 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We'll have a look at the more recent years. You can see 20%, 21, 19% annualized, 19, 20%, 19%, 19%. All right, we'll keep going on a bit further here. We come into, there's 218, 19%, 219, 18%, 220, 11%. So this was coming into COVID. And then 2021 and 2022, so 7.3%, 1.73. So these 2 years here were a little bit slower due to COVID. But look at this, the market picks up again, gets going, 19%, and year to date for 2024 is 10.48 and counting. It looks like it's on track to do around about that 18 to 20% returns a year. So very, very impressive when you look at the different years, when you start off with all of the back testing. It stacks up. And if you look at the total commission amounts in terms of dollars, $180 at $20 a pop, you can see very, very few trades indeed. So this is a 5 ETF trading system. So if you think about it, your first 5 trades at $20 a pop, these are $100. So very, very few trades were done thereafter. Very, very few. Okay, so we're looking to average between 3 to 4, no more than 3 to 4 trades a year on average. And you'll see when you attend the course, if you attend the course there, you'll see that that pretty much has been the case for many, many of those years there. So easy, simple to do, low work rate, low amount of trades, reasonable drawdown there, great returns. What more could you ask for? It gives you superb diversification as well on the ASX. So the course is designed to give you international exposure via these ETFs on the ASX, so you can trade during Australian hours to buy or sell your ETFs, and it gives you that exposure. You don't have to go and open up another brokerage account to go and buy S&P 500 stocks. You can do it via your trading account here in Australia that allows you to buy ASX listed ETFs. You buy and sell the ETFs just like you would a share. Okay, so very simple, easy to do. That's why we put this all together. Now, with that said, let me jump back into the slide set here, and let's make sure we give you the link there to attend the introductory webcast. So if you want to do the course, or if you've got friends or family members that missed out and want to now do it, there it is, vectorvest.com.au/ETF, vectorvest.com.au/ETF. And once you go to that link, you'll then be greeted by this page here. So we've got 2 times for the introductory webcast. 17th of September, Tuesday the 17th at 11 o'clock Sydney time equivalent. And then on the 20th of September at 11 o'clock Sydney time equivalent. Okay, so 2 great times there. So there's that link again, www.vectorvest.com.au/ETF. And then the 2 mastery sessions. So we'll run 2 mastery sessions to follow up on everything that we teach you via the recorded videos in the course. We'll have our first one on the 25th of September at 11 o'clock Sydney time equivalent, and then the second one on the 2nd of October at 11 a.m. Sydney time equivalent. Okay. We've got upcoming Q&As on the 27th of October, 4th of October, 11th of October. So don't forget those as well. We're always happy to answer questions in regards to ETFs at those Q&As as well. And if you have any further questions there, please email me through russellmarkham@vectorvest.com. If you don't want to go to the introductory webcast and you just want to get straight into the course, then you can always go here, www.vectorvest.com.au/superstar. That will take you straight in to be able to purchase the course. Anyone that purchases the course currently will then, of course, be invited to the 2 live mastery sessions. All right, so remember those 2 live mastery sessions, 25 September and 2 October. But if you want to come along and find out more about what this is all about, www.vectorvest.com.au/ETF. We'll have our 2 introductory webcasts there to introduce you to the course. And if you like what you see, then we'll offer you to sign up. We're going to have a very special rate there of $49 US. That's what we're going to have the course right there at a very low $49. We could sell that course for many, many times more. The objective here is not to make a whole lot of money out of the course. It's to empower you to use VectorVest for ETFs. Lots and lots of you have been asking, how do we get our hands on getting into the best strategies behind ETFs? ETFs are sort of cutting edge. They're very exciting. Huge amounts of money going into ETFs. They're just so easy to apply. A couple of ETFs gives you exposure to a couple of hundred stocks. How do we do it? Have you done any back tests? Have you got anything that works for ETFs? If you've got all those types of questions, this is the course. It answers all that for you and leaves you with a superb strategy. So I hope you got a lot out of this short presentation today. We look forward to seeing you at the course. Spread the word. Can't wait to get started on the second round for this course. What a great uptake we had on the first release we did. And for those of you that have been asking for us to repeat the course again and do it live again, here's your opportunity. So here it is again. Really excited to offer that to you. See you at the course. Bye for now.